one and all, and welcome to the most recent installment of Ranting and Racing. I am your host, Jon Phipps, and I am joined, as always, by my esteemed co-host, Mr. Landon Rock. How are you, sir?
Hello.
Good to see you again. We had ourselves quite the weekend of racing. And by the way, for those of you who are tuning in, wondering why I don't have my glasses on, that is the reason why. Because I cannot look into the camera without the glare absolutely destroying how I look. I've got like rainbow hues. It looks like I've not cleaned my glasses in 6 years. So I'm just going to leave things off. If I go cross eyed from time to time, don't worry about it. Don't say nothing. Just grin and bear it. So we had the trucks at Gateway and Cup at Gateway for the first time. And we had the Xfinity Series going to a new track for the first time in Portland International Raceway. So we will bring up our guests for this week's episode. And please welcome back to the Ranting and Racing stage via Puerto Rico. We have Mr. Mello. Howdy, sir.
Puerto Rican.
There you are, representing.
Look at that. Look at him simping for me. Look at him.
And we have joining us by way of Great Bend, Kansas, after a couple of weeks away. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Brent Cox back on the show. Howdy, Brent.
Hello. I am sharing it onto Facebook right now, so everyone knows that we are live.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. It's a big help. So, as was alluded to at the top of everything, we had all three of the National Touring Series for NASCAR in action this weekend. We had trucks at Gateway and Cup at Gateway, and we had Xfinity also at Portland. And before we jump into conversation about the truck race at Gateway, we must say that all our thoughts and prayers are with Carson Hocevar, as he had a pretty wicked crash at the tail end of the race at Gateway, though he is okay, or is going to be okay. He's actually going to attempt to start the truck at Sonoma this weekend, though he does have Daniel Suarez on standby in case he can't go the distance. So, boys, with that behind us, we'll start with the truck race at Gateway, a race that I did call the winner of. I did call Corey Heim getting the win at Gateway, and it was a pretty interesting little truck race that we had going on there. So, boys, what was your thoughts? What was y'all's thoughts on the truck series at Gateway? Not everybody at once. Not everybody at once.
I'll start. So I actually enjoyed the truck race. I thought it was a really good race. I think Gateway. I mean, we'll talk about the Cup race, but honestly, I feel like the Gateway track actually suits the truck series more than it would the Xfinity series if they went and the Cup series. I feel like it was the best race of the weekend. Of the three, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I felt like there was quite a bit of passing. There was some three wide side by side passes. There was three wide passes in the Xfinity or in the Cup race as well. But overall, I enjoyed it. I can't say I have any real complaints about the actual racing there, and it wasn't no like crazy stupid moves or anything like that, and pretty good race. I mean, we're still learning with Gateway. I mean, we're still kind of learning the growing pains of Gateway, how everything's going, especially with the Cup Series now there, and you can kind of tell that there's still some things that the track itself is still trying to figure out, like what's going to work, what tire compounds are going to work, what's going to make the most passing and the most competitiveness in this track, and they're still trying to figure all that stuff out. And I mean, overall though, I'm happy. I was happy with the truck race. I thought it was good.
It was a great race. Landon, do you have anything to add about the truck race at Portland? Or not at Portland, but at Gateway?
Not really. Enjoyed the racing and then just feeling for Carson Hocevar.
Yeah.
I don't remember that much of the race other than Kraus taking out Hocevar and then the hit with Hocevar and then KBM stealing the win because I forgot what happened during the race, honestly, other than I cannot stand the 4 sports truck schemes. They're all the same nonsensical shit.
Yeah.
My God, there's some of the worst truck schemes in the field.
I get that Crafton has had Menards for an actual decade plus at this point.
More than that.
8
20
goes
years.
over the stripe of the swoosh on the 8 goes
know,
over the number. It's the worst.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that's bugged by
I hate
that.
it so much.
Yeah, like if you're gonna do a Menards
truck for over 20 years.
If you're gonna do a Menards scheme, at least go with the Penske baseline. At least, like, come on, it's 2022. Come on. So,
we saw it not win. Thank God.
By the way, speaking of the truck race and speaking of a driver Landon mentioned on last week's episode, Roger Carruth. Let's give shouts to the 11th place in his first ever big time truck start, running for Spire.
He's got 3 more starts.
He does. He starts at Richmond, Bristol, and I think Phoenix down the road. So it's good to see not Hocevar, but it's good to see Carruth get a good run in his first shot in truly legitimate equipment with Spire. Other notable results from. By the way, for those of you who are watching this that don't know, I am doing this show. I'm directing and hosting this show on a device that's whole new to me. I finally have a MacBook, so I can finally pull up Racing Reference and screen share and things like that without it tanking the stream entirely. Thank the Lord. So a few other notable results, if I can find any here. John Hunter Nemechek crashing out a little earlier in the event. Actually, it was a pretty sizable crash coming off of turn 4. Involved a number of good trucks, such as himself, Majeski. Friesen got a part of that, though Friesen would rally back to finish, I believe, 4th in the truck race. Boys, any other notable things? Any other things you noticed at all during the truck race at Gateway?
Yes.
Oh?
Derek Kraus is a wrecking ball again, and once again proves that he does not deserve his seat.
Yeah, Kraus, this is a thing that has been going back almost exactly.
He's the one that caused Hocevar to get injured. He wrecked him.
Yeah. This is a thing that has been going back for almost exactly a year, because if you remember, this shit started – well, it started on iRacing
Knoxville.
years before. Yes, it started in real life at Knoxville, but it had been going in iRacing years before, because you ask anyone who's anyone in the world of sim racing, in particular on iRacing, they're like, yeah, Derek Kraus fucking wrecked me and C fixed or something like that. So make of that what you will. But yeah, Hocevar last year at Knoxville literally caused 8 crashes. That's what he did.
Yep.
Derek Kraus legitimately caused 8 crashes at Knoxville last year. And now here he gets into Hocevar, turns him around, and Hocevar just gets pounded in the door by Tyler Hill, I believe it was. Tyler Hill in the 5 truck.
Yeah, it was Tyler Hill.
So he gets slammed into by Hill. Thank God the injury to his feet and ankles wasn't as bad as we first suspected. Most of our will attempt the race at Sonoma this weekend. We will have Daniel Suarez on standby, which is a pretty good strategy if you're wanting to get max points in a situation like this. So, speaking of road courses, we'll turn our attention to what I thought was the most entertaining / funniest race of the weekend. The debut of the Xfinity Series at Portland International Raceway. It was on a road course.
Beautiful shit show.
It did rain, and like Mello said, it was a shit show.
We all know who we want to talk about before we get to anything.
We'll get to that in a second, though. To be fair, there's not been very many rain races in Xfinity that hasn't been shit shows, though this has been, I think this is the most like shenanigans, like start to finish that we've seen in a rain race for Xfinity since I believe Mid-Ohio. That Mid-Ohio race was what, 2016, maybe 2017? It was 2016, wasn't it? It was the year that Justin Marks won it.
Mid-Ohio, 2016.
It was 2016.
Okay.
So
I don't remember off the top of my head what year that was.
So we've had deluge races at Mid-Ohio. We've had one at Watkins Glen in Xfinity. We had one a couple years ago at the Charlotte Roval, and we had another one for the first race at Portland for the Xfinity Series. So AJ Allmendinger got the win. That's not what we're going to lead off with. We'll lead off with the cat that finished second. How about Myatt fucking Snyder for Jordan Anderson Racing? There it is. Jordan Anderson Racing gets its best finish ever as a team in Xfinity. They come home second on a valiant effort by Myatt Snyder. And I know a lot of people were saying to me, oh, why'd Snyder do so good? It's like, he's only been running Trans Am for like the last 4 years.
Yeah, he's really good road course driver.
Good.
And he damn near jumped up there and took it away from the driver who is now the best on the road courses. Doesn't Allmendinger? No, like, doesn't he have the most like road course wins now of anybody in the Xfinity Series?
Yes.
AJ Allmendinger with his 8th win. Other notable results in the top 10. How about JJ Yaley coming home 8th in the Carl Long 66 car without a lick of sponsorship on it?
Yep.
Brings that thing home to an 8th place finish. Notable results also in the top 20. You had Scott Heckert with another great run in the BJ McLeod 5 car.
I was happy to see that one. Scott Heckert's a name that's really popular in the ARCA scene. And I myself, being an ARCA fan, love seeing Scott Heckert get into the Xfinity Series and do really well in a car that should not be at that high-end position.
And speaking of Carl Long, how about the other team car to the 66? How about Matt Jaskell in the 14? Qualified 17th. He was a go-or-go-homer. And he stepped up, put it in 17th, and came home. Or no, he started 17th, came home 18th, but still kept all the fenders on the car. Patrick Emmerling getting a top 20 in the Gase car. That was fun to see. Though, first of all, let's start at the very top of the race. The very initial start of this race.
It was already a shit show.
Pasta
by
break.
The very first turn.
Pasta breaks, also known as Anthony Alfredo. Pasta breaks, won the pole, goes into the festival curves at turn 1, immediately goes off the track and leads the army with him through the festival chicane.
Can we just talk about?
Not to mention the start of the race. The last half of the field didn't start with the front.
Oh,
half.
I forgot.
Yeah,
that was dumb.
Anytime they would restart, half the fuel would be still not even entering the final corner. It was ridiculous.
I'm pissed off that they didn't do over the start with that considered. They should have. Just to make it
They
fair.
did it twice.
They should have.
There was a restart that happened too.
They did it. Oh, true. That's true.
And that was the worst start to do that too, considering that we had so many cars go in the rear that were fast cars.
Yeah.
And fast, good cars in the rear. I know the 9 went to the rear. I think the 7 was in the rear. There was a lot of cars that are very fast cars, and they absolutely get a botched start to this race just because NASCAR's incompetence of being able to start this race properly.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
So that was just the start of these shenanigans. Obviously, it rained. So anytime rain and a road course mixed in Xfinity, you're going to get some spicy content. And oh boy, we did. Ty Gibbs, let's talk about him a little bit. Had a target on his back. He gets wrecked by the slowest car. Ty Gibbs got wrecked by the slowest car in the field by a country mile.
Yeah.
17 seconds slower than the.
Oh my God. And here's the thing about Jesse Iwuji. I'm sure he'd be like a good ambassador for the sport, but can he please quit cosplaying as a driver? Can we just, oh my God. Though he did do the world a service. He did do the world a favor by taking out Ty Gibbs. And then Ty Gibbs did the world a favor by taking out Noah Gragson. I love Brent's reaction. You can tell who the Hendrick homeboy is among us.
But let me just say, I love Jesse Iwuji. I think the dude is super cool. He's a super stand-up guy. He's a veteran like myself. But oh my God, he's so bad. He is so bad. And I'm a Rick Ware Racing fan, and I'll tell you, I wouldn't want him anywhere near a Rick Ware car.
Oh Jesus! Could you imagine Iwuji making a cup start?
Oh God!
I don't care how people feel about Ty. The fact that happened should have not happened. You should not have the slowest car in the damn field be such a bozo and just take out the leader like that. It's just such clown shit.
Oh my God!
This
is
why
I love rain races.
For you to take.
This is why I love rain races, because it's just unadulterated chaos.
How did he get a NASCAR license?
Couldn't.
How?
I was trying to justify it when it first happened. I was like, okay, well, maybe he was getting the wave around and it was a tight corner or something, and the 54 came down or something. No, none of that happened. It was the only thing that was it was on a turn, and he just dove in a corner under caution for no reason whatsoever. If you got the wave around, and you're going around a corner, you go on the outside around everybody. You don't dive in and try to dive under them for no reason whatsoever, because that's where the leaders are going to stay on the inside.
Iwuji has the driver IQ of a squirrel, it seems, when he's never seen the damn car. God.
That's the kind of stuff where you go into a hosted lobby, not hosted, you go into a ranked lobby on iRacing, and you just get shit on. You know, that's the kind of thing that you would get absolutely ridiculed for. You would get protested if you did that in iRacing.
I don't know if the man that we saw in that car was just some random ass Forza player who doesn't know how to drive for shit.
Well, how do we know Iwuji's not that? How do we know Iwuji's not that?
You know, he acted like the idiotic AI in NR 2003 that's a lap down and just get in the way of the leaders for no reason and just want to take them out.
Oh,
that's what he was like.
He drives like a new ARCA AI and iRacing. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
So, oh God. So other notable results. How about, so we mentioned Myatt Snider coming home in second. How about him winning a stage? Took stage 2 in the Xfinity race at Portland with Andy freaking Lally in tow in the 44 car. Let me just read you this. Let me just read you the top 10 in stage 2. Myatt Snider, Andy Lally, Austin Hill, Landon Castle, Josh Berry, Anthony Alfredo, Justin Allgaier, AJ Allmendinger, Sheldon Creed, and Jade Buford.
Yeah.
You love it. You have to love it.
It's my boys.
Speaking of Sheldon, it's a shame the
chaos.
Uji thing happened because we would have been talking about his double middle fingers under caution. Clearly, I think it was Buford. Oh,
Yes!
and Buford was like
Sheldon
third
Creed.
place in that pile of shit at the end of the race at one point.
Sheldon Creed did the full willpower. He did the full willpower to Jade Buford.
Not gonna lie.
I love
Sheldon kind of looking like the Riddler now with those glasses and that little face of his.
And I am so against these people like, oh, we shouldn't do rain races and stuff like that. We get this shit like once every 3 years. Let us have it, please.
I remember the analyst, the journalist in NASCAR having like a little boomer moment when we were going rain racing in Ohio for the first time. I remember calling out Jim Utter, and he blocked me because I called him out on him being like a boomer because of the Mid-Ohio race.
Welcome to the club.
We are in the We're in the top 3 series of NASCAR. We are the supposedly they are supposed to be the 3 big most professional and best drivers in the country. 3 best drivers the series, I should say.
Yeah, and the Sarka.
Okay. But what my point is, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to race in the rain on road courses.
Exactly.
Ovals obviously because fucking they're ovals, it just wouldn't work. But on road courses, they should be able to drive in the rain because they are supposed to be the most professional drivers in the damn country, the best drivers in the world. And
not gonna lie, a truck race under those rain conditions would scare the shit out of me because of the dumbassery that would occur. Honestly, because you know how the truck series can be.
Dude, I'm kind of surprised.
He approves.
I'm kind of surprised that we never got a Mosport race in the rain. I'm surprised we never got a Mosport race in the rain. I know we had qualifying at Mosport in the rain that one year, like 2018 or something like that.
Yeah.
But we never had a legit like truck rain race. Though wasn't Daytona like damp when they raced there last year?
Yes. I think that was ARCA though.
And no. It was truck and ARCA. I'm pretty sure. I remember watching that ARCA race because it was just so weird to see a fucking rain/night/road course race. Oh my gosh! By the way,
Nicolopolis.
Yes. Oh me. So. Boys, what other takeaways do you have from Xfinity at Portland?
Let's send the trucks to Portland, and let's pray to God it rains 100% the whole day.
Well, I mean, the trucks have already run at Portland. Granted, it was 22 years ago, but they did run at Portland.
I don't like Portland. I was not a fan of the track.
You don't like shit shows on the rain?
I'm not saying that. I'm very particular when it comes to my road courses, and I feel like if it was dry, it would have been a one groove, wouldn't have been able to pass. Obviously, we'll have to see it in the rain first and know, but I wasn't impressed. I
mean, in the dry, if it would be anything like those old truck races, I think it would have actually been pretty entertaining in the dry. I'm not gonna lay judgment on the track until I see a race, Xfinity race there in the dry. But it was I liked it. Like I say, we don't get rain chaos that often.
And it may just be my racing preference type biases because I prefer ovals over road courses. Never been a road course fan.
Really?
I like Watkins Glen. I like Sonoma. That's because those are the two OG NASCAR tracks. But Coda's like one of my top 10 least favorite tracks on the schedule.
And you really do not like Road America.
I hate Road America. It is my it's like top 2 least favorite tracks.
My only gripe with Road America is that they can't it's like they're allergic to throwing local yellows.
Road America is in the same level as Pocono in Texas to me. I hate Road America. It is one of my least favorite tracks on all of NASCAR history. I don't like Road America at all. I would be more than happy if it was just gone off every schedule.
America, like I say, Road America isn't that bad. It's just that
it's too long.
Throw. It is long. My only gripe with it is that do they forget that local yellows exist? Like, we don't need, like, every freaking caution there takes 25 goddamn minutes. It's like, you don't need a caution for someone. Well, scratch what I said. That's a safety hazard. I was going to say you don't need to throw a caution for someone off in the gravel trap. But then again, if someone comes barreling off in there.
My favorite road course is Watkins Glen.
Oh, it's a damn if you do, damn if you don't thing.
My favorite road course is Watkins Glen. And simply because it's less of a road course because of its long straights. And that's what I want to see out of a road course. If we're going to have a road course, I want it to be a high-speed track where we go into corners that are either tight enough where they have to get on the brakes, and it's a braking zone where passing is possible, or it's a swooping, long, nice bank turn, like turn 1 and turn 5, I think. The one turning going into the backstretch before the final turn going on to the front stretch. That's Watkins Glen's a perfect road course for me. I love Watkins Glen. It's actually one of my top 10 favorite tracks on the schedule. And
I'm a bit surprised you like Sonoma with what you said about Portland.
I don't like the carousel layout, but I like the old layout. I don't like the layout with the carousel. I like the older layout they have where they go into the square corner. I like to call it
the chute.
That's it. Yeah. I call it the Indy corners, the Indianapolis corners, because it's like a rectangle. And that
Truex cried in his bed right now because they took away the carousel from him. Oh, poor him.
He's a crybaby.
To be fair, here's the thing. To be fair, Truex does have Cole fucking Kern as his engineer this week.
Yeah, he's gonna win.
Unfortunately,
he's gonna win, but he's gonna get sent to the back of the field for failing post race.
We can only pray Chastain sends his ass in the final corner like Coda and Suarez. Yes, and then Suarez gets past them both for his first career.
Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Good ending, best ending.
Landon.exe has stopped working. He's just
hiding his face under the Snyder.
His error screen. Landon's error screen is just him with the Snyder thing. And speaking of error, he just disappeared again. So I hope he comes back soon. So if we don't have any other comments about the Xfinity race, by the way, shouts to Alex LeBay, P10.
Yes, awesome.
Alex LeBay, P10. If we don't have any further comments about Xfinity, we will turn our attention now.
Yes, I do.
All right,
I have some comments.
Here we go.
Oh, here we are.
I cannot state how damn happy I am about Myatt Snyder. The boy drove the goddamn wheels off. Got Jordan Anderson their first stage win, best finish in Xfinity. And to top that off, Jordan got a top 15 in truck. So let's go.
He froze right as he was popping off. I love that.
The other thing I wanted to do a quick shout out to is go ahead.
Go ahead,
Brent.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but before we get it off the Xfinity topic, I wanted another thing. Heartbreak for Andy Lally. Had a very, very good run to stay in the stage and ended up only just inside the top 20. I thought he could have won this race, and I
Yeah.
would have loved to see Andy Lally finally win in NASCAR.
Yes.
It would have been so cool. And,
Andy Lally, in my opinion, he's like the new Boris Said in that regard.
if I
Like,
remember right, he got caught up in that wreck. That was that
did.
one restart. He got caught up in
did.
that wreck, and that basically ruined his race at that point. But
Yep.
that was a very fast 44 car, and super cool to see him up there competing for what I was hoping would be a win.
Yeah. So we'll turn our attention now to the Cup race at Gateway, and I'll just say it straight up. I'll just say it straight up front. We're about 20 years too late in getting to Gateway. I'll just say that right out of the gate. But better late than never. Better late than never. So where do we start?
I know what I want to get started with.
Oh,
I think we all know.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room that Landon is wearing on his head. Ross Chastain. Now, I must preface this by saying, when I'm not cheering for Alex Bowman, I'm cheering for Ross Chastain. When he is not cheering for Ryan Blaney, he is cheering for Ross Chastain. Me and him.
To be fair, I'm cheering for Trackhouse in general. I love that team equally.
Yes. Though, like I say, me and that one there, we are the Ross fans. That one there would rather see Ross jump into the Grand Canyon. I don't know where Mello stands on Ross.
Listen, for everything that happened on Sunday, I was just laughing my ass off the whole day. I was dying of laughter. I just couldn't believe what the fuck I was watching with my own eyes. Like, what is this? What is this race?
Okay, so Ross had beef with both Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott.
Yep.
Over the course of the race. It started with Hamlin. He bumped Hamlin, I believe, going into turn 1. Got Hamlin up into the wall. That ruined Hamlin's race, more or less. Ruined Hamlin's race. And then, I guess Hamlin, they either didn't fix the damage and just slapped tires on him and sent him out, or they did the repairs and he came back out. But he was waiting. Danny Hamlin was waiting. And I hate Hamlin. I hate Hamlin. I wish he would sit on a cactus and rotate on. But Hamlin and Ross going at it. Hamlin almost hooking Ross, sending him all the way to the grass.
He did an awful job of just trying to ruin Ross's day. He didn't even try.
Hamlin, here's the thing. Hamlin chokes away championships and he chokes away retaliation opportunities.
Exactly.
What more can I say? So then Ross got into it with Chase Elliott. That one was based. That one was more or less.
Started by Dylan.
I'm thinking of the front stretch incident when. Oh no, that was Chase. Chase and Bubba went around.
Yeah.
So that incident was more 3 wide gone bad than anything, but
and Chase was pissed.
It was the funniest part of the whole race.
The tag team from Chase and Denny.
I love Ross, and I've said this about. I love Ross Chastain, but he did the impossible. He pulled the sword out of the stone. He united Denny Hamlin fans and Chase Elliott fans. He made them meet in the middle for a common good. I won't say good, but it was a common goal. You realize how bad you have to fuck up for Denny Hamlin fans and Chase Elliott fans to agree on something? Though I will give this to Ross. He did fess up. He's like, I fucked up. I ran a horrible race. I don't know where my mind was at this whole time. I got to give it to Ross for fessing up. So,
yeah, you know why he did that.
Boys, about the shenanigans at Gateway.
The most random thing was BJ McLeod getting into it out of fucking nowhere for like a split second.
I love BJ.
Wait a minute. I missed that. How did BJ McLeod get into this?
I was like, what?
I missed this.
BJ bust your nuts.
BJ got into it because they were like pushing in front of him, and he got mad because he thought it was childish.
Yeah, didn't his daughter say?
He's like the dad.
Then we had Ricky against Bubba, and Denny trying to wreck Ricky under caution because
Papa Bear
Ricky
Denny
took out his driver in front of his fucking face.
Denny Hamlin did not have a good day. Let's just put it at that. He did not have a good day.
Good.
Like,
good.
God, I think all of us forgot about the last half of the race because of everything that was happening in stage 2.
Boys,
oh, yeah, Michael McDowell, by the way, was leading at one point.
He had 40 laps.
And we all forgot because of the shit show that was happening in the back. Because all of us, we were in VC. Wayne was on the scanner for the 11, and he was just paying attention constantly to the spot of the 11.
He was relaying Hamlin's scanner? That's funny.
Yeah. Like 11 back, 12 back, he's 3 back.
Oh my!
And then Denny's like, the tower is telling us to stop, and Denny is laughing at NASCAR, like, yeah, sure, right.
Oh my God! So Ross,
I was waiting for Phoenix 2012 to happen again.
Ross Chastain is gonna get cheese grated at Daytona.
So it wouldn't be his first time that he was involved in a killing of the field at Daytona. Wait
a minute. When did Ross kill the field at Daytona?
I think it was the 2020
Daytona 500. Absolutely fucking decimated the field. But no. The funniest radio chatter, in my opinion, during this whole time is because of what happened at the end of the race was Ross Chastain's. Because he was all huffing and puffing in his radio. Oh, I'm going to get him after the race. Don't worry, after the racetrack. And he gets out of the car, his tail between his legs, all scared. To be fair, Denny Hamlin did the exact same thing.
No, Denny just wants to do his trash talking on Twitter because that's all he wants to do, basically.
Yeah, Denny takes it to Twitter.
And then he brings up Indy 2021 for some reason. Like, I should stop backing into these young guys. Like, what? Did you forget you pushed them off the fucking track?
Oh, my God.
That was fucking hilarious. I forgot about that. Briscoe absolutely destroying Hamlin. Under black flag when he wasn't even getting scored.
By the way, I'll say it right now. Briscoe did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
He did nothing wrong.
The thing that shocked me the most was Denny sending that goddamn meme from Days of Thunder regarding what happened.
God. This is
tires, yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna say this with confidence. 2022 is my favorite racing season of all time.
This has been awesome.
I'm
this
telling
has been the best season in a while.
If Denny in the
playoffs, let me tell you why I think why that is. Everything is back to normal. We have full crowds at the races now. We're pretty much out of COVID for all of that. Everything's back to normal, and literally every racing series is just fucking delivering.
I'm telling you,
we had an incredible Indy 500.
Yeah, what an unexpected winner. And one of the most gut-punching, speeding penalties I've ever fucking seen in a long-ass time. It shocked me.
The Dixon curse survives.
The Dixon curse lives another day. I'm telling you, if Denny's out of the playoffs by the round of 8, and Ross is in the round of 8, and Ross ends up dumping Denny again, Denny is going to pull a Phoenix 2012 on Ross's ass so he doesn't get into the championship. Or he's going to do it.
He might do it now. I wouldn't surprise if he doesn't now.
Yeah. No, Denny said
If he doesn't make it to if he does not make it to one of the next rounds of playoffs and Chastain does, I wouldn't be totally surprised if that 11 does not meet the 1 at some point during that
Hamlin
round.
won't do shit though.
The most
Hamlin
will. Oh, trust me, Hamlin will.
Hamlin is
the
not
most likely
otherwise.
Hamlin is not
likely plays would be the Roval or Martinsville if it comes down to that. I can assure you, if Ross has not walked himself yet in any of those rounds, he's gonna dump Ross. He's gonna dump Ross like Gordon dumped.
I don't think Hamlin.
I hate to bring that up again because I'm a Gordon fan.
I don't think Hamlin's got the nuts to do. I don't think Hamlin's got the nuts to pull a Kansas.
Well, you know how he was back then with Brad in like 2010. He was
absolutely
talking shit about him, and the only time he backed it up was spitting him out of like Homestead.
I think there's only a few drivers out in the field that does, and Hamlin is definitely one of those guys.
Gordon was definitely one against Boyer.
Matt Kenseth was one of them. Love Matt Kenseth, by the way.
We didn't think he was one of them.
Still one of my all-time favorite races.
Yeah, we didn't think Kenseth was one of them until that day.
Dude, let me give a prediction for how I think the playoffs are going to go. Think 2014 and 2015, but rolled into one.
I don't want to think 2014.
So we got two things to look forward to.
I'm telling you, this playoffs is going to be 2014 and 2015 rolled into one. I'm telling you it is.
So we have to look
out
for Byron versus Logano Part 2 possibly. And now Ross versus Hammond Part 2 possibly in the playoffs.
Ross versus the fucking world at this point.
Oh, I can't wait for it to be suddenly Logano against Kyle Busch again, like the good old days again, somehow out of nowhere. I can't wait.
Oh my god! You mentioned Kyle Busch. I do want him and Harvick to have beef one more time for old times' sake.
Harvick's too much of a boomer to have beef with anyone.
I know.
But Chase Elliott says otherwise.
Don't wait me.
Oh boy. Although, if this was the Harvick of 10 years ago, he would have.
Oh yeah, if it was Harvick 2010, would be a much different
story.
So Harvick would get a
boys
beefing with Joey Logano.
I guess she wears the fire suit film.
Frick cab. I can't do Logano to save my life.
To be fair, the one driver I think would be too much of a pussy to get in the beef with would be Truex. Truex is too much of a pussy to get in a beef with actually anybody, I believe.
By the way, before we pivot away from the Cup race, we do send our thoughts and prayers to Chris Buescher. He is fighting COVID at the present time, and I must say,
is he still?
I must say that Zane Smith did a pretty decent job. Decent job. Getting a top 20 in that 17 car.
In a shitty RFK car.
Yep, and Zane seemed really fired up.
He was outpacing Cole fucking Custer. Think about that, Cole.
Yeah. He was outpacing
That's how bad you are.
Boss.
Cole Custer is terrible.
He is, but
remember when we were hyping him up?
In general is terrible right now.
Yeah, when Chase Briscoe is the driver that's propping your team up, you got problems.
Yeah,
and Briscoe is the one driver in that team that is choking away so many wins.
Briscoe's a good driver.
He just spins himself out trying to go for the win. It seems now, and he can't ever do it.
0 for 2 on slide jobs.
Himself out. It seems.
Hashtag full send.
All right, boys, we will pivot from Gateway and Portland, and we will turn our attention to the Sonoma to the wine country of California and Sonoma Raceway. We have 2 races at Sonoma this weekend. First of all, the trucks.
Can't wait for that shit show.
Going back to not to Portland, but going back to Sonoma.
I wish.
Time since what? 97, 98, something like that. It has been that long, I'm pretty sure. I think 98 was the last year that the trucks went to Sonoma. So the trucks are going back to Sonoma. Cup is going there as well. And it is now prediction time, where we make picks and wind up eating crow on said picks, though it is what it is. So we'll start with the not with the Xfinity. Xfinity's not racing this week, you idiot. So we'll start with the trucks at Sonoma, and we will start, as always, with Mr. Landon Rock, and we will go clockwise around the room. Landon, who you got for Sonoma trucks?
I think we all know who's going to win, and I'm not picking him because that is just boring and boo, he sucks. So not going to choose him.
Yes.
I want a celebration on Saturday. I want Parker Kligerman in victory lane.
Ooh, that's a solid pick. Parker Kligerman. Oh my God. Well, we'll see. We'll see what he can do. So, Mello.
I'm going to go with one of Lamey's drivers, aka Mr. Todd Gillen, because he seems
Todd Gillen's not in the. Oh wait,
God damn it! That's how much I know about the truck lineup.
You mean Zane Smith?
I know what I mean.
You idiot!
Did you just call Todd Gillen lame? Hold up, I'm gonna fly to Puerto Rico right now.
I didn't say Todd. I didn't say that.
Right, you're both going on mute. You're both going on mute for 10 seconds until we sort everything out. So, anyway, Mello, if you have composed yourself reasonably, please state your pick for Sonoma trucks.
All right. My gut feeling says he's going to be a 4-sport driver, so I'm going with Ben Rhodes.
Ooh. You.
I know.
Okay. So, Brent Alicious, what are you saying for trucks at Sonoma?
I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am also going to do a Thor Sport driver, but this driver's experience is going to really show on the road courses this weekend. I'm going to choose Matt Crafton.
Ooh, Matt Crafton to win out west. So, I know we have a general rule that we try not to
No
pick...
cup leeches, bitch.
Fuck you. Bowman is in the race, okay?
No
Bowman's
Wait, Xfinity is this week?
No Xfinity. No Xfinity this week. There's no Xfinity this week, as far as I know. So
you can check. I got you.
No Xfinity, I don't think. So I know we have a
They don't
rule.
race for 2 weeks.
I know we have a well, it's not really a rule, but we try not to pick cup drivers that enter into lower series. But I have to make an exception here. Alex Bowman is back in the Spire truck. He was fucked out of the win at Coda. I think Bowman gets his. I think he gets one back. I don't care. Y'all can boo.
Dick Rider. Dick Rider.
Y'all can suck my dick. Alex Bowman is gonna win at Sonoma.
You broke your own rule.
I said what I fucking said. So, by the way, that's hitting the editing floor. So with oh crap. I fucking forgot Kaz Gralla was in this race. God dang it. Can I switch? Well, I've already said Bowman.
You can't break 2 rules now.
I'm not gonna.
You can't break 2 fucking rules now. The fuck you think you're, a politician?
You seem to forget that I'm the one running this. So
I don't care.
I'm the one running this. I'm the one that controls who can mute people and have people on the screen. So just bear that in mind.
You know what? No, you. Yeah, we gotta say that, huh?
I didn't even catch what you said.
Good. Don't worry about it.
Oh boy, this will make
Don't worry about it.
This will be fun to watch in the replay. So
don't worry about it.
So we'll pivot now to the and again we will start with Mr. Landon Rock, and we will pivot our way around in a clockwise manner. Landon, who you got for the Wine Country Weekend cap-off.
Isn't this obvious? It's Martin
Ross?
Truex. Like,
God damn it! I was gonna say that.
Well, considering
I mean,
does
yeah,
have,
but like, who else? I'm not gonna let that slide.
he does have Cole Pern coming back, so we have to heavily consider that. He'll probably go to the back for failing pre-race tech, but he'll probably win by 10
Oh,
seconds.
I'm sure.
So,
I'm sure he'll still win it and then blow out the quarter panel.
exactly. So
Totally nothing sussy with the car at all when Cole Pern is around.
Mellow.
Totally not.
Mellow, what
By
do
the
you
way,
say?
let me just say right now, I hate to break in here, but I'm just noticing this. I'm looking at the
Alright.
entry list right now. Chris Buescher's on the entry
Yeah.
list.
But wait.
He is?
I thought,
He actually is?
He tested negative. He can run this weekend.
but
Oh,
I
I
thought
thought he was
the
out. I thought he was
I
out for
didn't
this
see
weekend
that.
too. Okay.
I didn't
I
see
thought
that.
the
he's good.
experts told me that he got COVID by flipping at Charlotte. Clearly, come on now.
Oh my
clearly.
god.
I thought Zane was supposed to be in the car again this weekend.
Okay, so
fucking
Nah.
got
considering
COVID from the AMR
this
guys.
this bastard here took my pick of the totally not going to win in a totally not illegal car thanks to Cole Pern, Truex Jr. And Martin, I totally don't have to rely on one guy to save my career, Truex Jr. At this point in my career, Truex Jr. Yeah, I went there. Don't tell a certain guy in a server that, but I went there.
Okay.
Besides Mr. Adversity, Mr. Home Track, I'm going with a guy that is a road course master, but somehow, some way, because of his damn teammate last year, has still not won at Sonoma. He's won at every road course but Sonoma. So I'm picking Mr. Clyde Elliott, the third, to finally get
Clyde
the
Elliott.
last remaining win on his road course resume.
He's not the third. The heck?
I make that name up.
What the hell?
I was gonna say, did
What
we
the
have a kid
hell,
we didn't know about? Oh boy. So Brent, who you picking for Sonoma Cup?
So two really good road course drivers have already been picked, and there's another really good road course driver on the table. He's just coming off an Xfinity Series win, so I'm gonna go with AJ Allmendinger.
Ooh, ding-a-ling to upset the apple cart at Sonoma. So
He did an Indy road course.
Yeah, I know
don't
he
see
did.
why. Don't see why he couldn't do it again today. This weekend, I should say.
As long as Chastain is not,
So-
Chastain is not behind him on the final corner, he should be fine. The man
Yeah.
should be fine.
So I'm looking over.
I'm sorry, wait a
I'm
minute.
looking over. So I'm looking over the entry list, and we've all mentioned great road course racers. I'm gonna add a fourth to that mix. He has won at Sonoma in the not so distant past. He is a teammate to Mr. Empty J himself. It's not that Adderall fucker. It's not him.
That's what you would say.
Is it Candyman? Is it Candyman?
That's what I thought you would say.
KFB. Give me KFB. Kyle fucking Busch. I hate to pick Kyle, but he just feels due. So, boys, any final thoughts? Any comments about Sonoma this weekend? Anything about?
I am glad we're going back to the original Sonoma layout.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah. Even though I was watching the finish of the '95 Sonoma race where
The Ricky Rudd one.
No. This is '95 where Martin slipped up in the carousel and Earnhardt got his only road course win in NASCAR.
He only had one road course win. Really?
That was it.
Yeah.
95 at Sonoma. That was it.
Oh my god.
He wasn't good on road courses. What can I say?
Like Jimmy Johnson. Go figure. Wow. Coincidence.
No, I never realized that until you said it just now. I didn't realize that Jimmy had been so bad on the road courses.
The only reason he got that win was because Ambrose turned his brain off going through the uphill section under the caution.
That still makes me sad.
I do have a final thought. It's actually a couple of backmarker guys that are road course ringers that could have some good finishes.
Mhm.
Two actually. One of which actually was in the Xfinity race that we gave a shout out earlier. Scott Heckert is in the Cup race this weekend in the 78 car. And we also have Joey Hand in the 15 car for Rick Ware Racing. So those are two backmarker guys that could have some good finishes this weekend for those teams.
Yes, Landon.
Also, real quick, shout to Brad Perez for getting the truck ride for this weekend.
Yes,
Jared
that's so
designed that
cool.
truck. It looks awesome.
That's
so
awesome.
Brad
cool.
is back.
Got narwhals on the side of the car.
Yep. Bread is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Love
And
me some
on
Brad
that
Perez.
high note, we will bid you a farewell, a fond farewell until next week. And hopefully we'll have a very exciting weekend of racing to talk about. So until next time, take care. Much love.
Fuck Goodyear.
May God bless.